it's still useful in the sense that you have to there's use cases for them. You can't completely get rid of not synthetic
It's
fibers.
waterproof,
Right.
right?
This is synthetic.
Yes. Well, this is still.
You're
This
too
is,
fancy.
yeah.
Is he Miyake?
This is Issei Miyake.
Okay,
Yes.
so she's fancy, you guys. We'll talk about that later.
We're back for season 2 of Meet a Person with Job. The series highlights people who remind us that our value is more than what we earn. Those pursuing passions, building communities, and creating impact beyond immediate incentives. Featuring cool people doing cool things for my own circle.
All right, guys, we're gonna go meet Tina at Mood Fabrics. If you guys remember Mood, Thank You Mood from Project Runway. She started her own brand called TYVY. She's a lifelong New Yorker. She's in her 50s. She's doing things in a different way on her own terms, which is so exciting. So we're gonna go meet her and learn what she's been up to. So let's go. Look who's here! Hi!
Just in time.
I'm so excited to be here with my friend Tina. Can I call you a friend? I don't even know.
Yes.
Okay, we're friends. We're friends. Okay. Season 2, episode 2 of Meet a Person with Job. And today we're here with Tina Yau.
Hi, I'm Tina Yau. I am a person with multiple jobs. One of them right now is I'm launching a new women's handbag line this fall. Obviously, I was a corporate woman, I guess you can say that, for over 20, 25 years. I'm a mom, a wife, sister, daughter. But recently, I don't know if you consider it a job, but I took on running.
Running is a job.
Yes, it is
work.
a job. It is
Let's
work.
be honest.
Yeah, so that's kind of it in a nutshell.
As Tina shared, she's been in almost 2 decades of retail,
Commerce,
corporate.
Yes.
Just list off a few companies you work for.
I worked for Armani Exchange. I started at Saks Fifth Avenue, Estee Lauder, opening ceremony, and then the most recent one before I left corporate was Uniqlo, where we met
together. It was incredible and also sad at the same time. We're not going to get into the corporate woes on that story. But my first question to you, Tina, is what was your first aha moment when it really clicked that you needed to start this new venture and start your own bag brand company?
My aha moment physically was when I was in Soho.
Physically.
Walking back to my house, and I realized that I've been traveling so much, going from the office to the airport, but I was never able to find a bag where it was organized and functional and stylish at the same time.
Yes.
I had to grapple with like 2 different bags, and it was always a black hole. It was a hot mess. So
and that's like a perpetual problem for women, at least in the New York or working women, where you don't want to look too corporate. You don't want to look too casual for work. Exactly. Yeah. And then what happened?
I decided to leave my corporate world, which was kind of crazy because I've had 2.5 decades of it, obviously. But I think there were things leading up to it already, and both professionally and personally. And this was post-COVID.
Yeah.
So during COVID, working, 10, 12 hours. Then post-COVID was when I realized I wanted a professional change as well. So from a product side, I've always loved product, and this is what I wanted to do. In college, my best friend and I took a pattern making class at FIT.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. I mean, we were majoring in economics and finance, but we were like, let's take a pattern making class. And it was so much fun. Long story short, we didn't end up as designers, obviously. But I think that was where like our kind of entrepreneurial mindset started a little bit.
One of the things I mentioned to you before, which I was like, can I call you a friend? Because I feel like there is a larger age gap between us. Does not mean you can't have older friends. However, I love that Tina has embarked in this new journey and in her 50s. I mean, if I can say that, I don't know.
You can say that.
And she's very proud to be in her 50s, which I so admire, because I think there's not enough of these figures or people, everyday people. We don't need these like monumental women, like Mount Rushmore women, to be presented, but how do we get more of these like everyday people in our lives that are trying new things no matter where they are in their lives, right? Like at what point in life they are in. Great example, even though she is a big figure, I like to always mention like Martha Stewart. She made her first million in her 40s.
Like, and she's reinventing herself too. She's
constantly.
Like
she's making like selfies and she's putting herself out there.
She'll all be like Martha Stewart.
Yes, she's innovating with the times, and I think those types of people and stories are never really told in the forefront. And that's why I gravitated so much to your story and knowing that I actually know you in real life. So I want to talk a little bit more about that. And I know it's a sensitive topic to bring up a woman's age. Men, just be aware, don't ask a woman's age like that. But I gotten permission. So tell me more about how in this stage of your life, was it daunting for you to change, to pivot? What are some of the qualms that you had to deal with and be okay with to start this new journey?
All right, let's start with being in my early 50s, right? It is daunting because obviously I had a very established career. Since my 20s. I was working my way up the corporate ladder, starting my 20s, and then 30s and 40s, a continuation of that. I never saw myself as an entrepreneur, even though I kind of had these ideas before, but never took the plunge, so to speak. So I think at any stage is kind of scary. It's one of those things where when you have that aha moment and you just have this desire to pivot, you just kind of have to jump at it and take a chance. So this is all nylon.
Wow.
Yeah, advanced
Yes.
technology. You have so much type of fabrication. So polyester, you would think that it's really cheap, but with and stiff.
Yep.
That's your traditional one. But
Yeah.
now with advanced technology, it can be very buttery and soft. It
Wow.
has a really great nylon feel. Thing is obviously with synthetic is
Recycling.
You can go the recycle route, which is important.
I think I'm really wearing head to toe nylon today, though.
This is
not cotton, I think.
It feels cotton.
This looks
cotton
like
blend.
this. This feels like this.
Isn't this a great color?
Yeah, literally.
I love olive green. Yes. Olive green.
Military, I do love it. This is like a color in season. I keep seeing it. I mean, it's not, flowers from spring is that groundbreaking, but I feel like every fall you need to have a good military green.
So being the 50s where I'm still used to being corporate, you have that stability, obviously, right? Financially, you have a team behind you. You have a big budget.
Maybe one would say like starting a new business or pivoting in your 50s is the best idea because you have a little bit more experience, a cushion, maybe.
Yes, and yeah, I mean, I can see, I can honestly say I'm self-funding it, and I'm able to do that because having work and having my nest egg and whatnot. Then also, I think what's for me being in corporate is that I develop my hard skills, my soft skills.
Yep.
And I
hugely important.
The confidence.
Yeah.
So I can't say in my 20s, 30s, or even 40s, I would have this confidence to do this. I do think that me branching out and doing this, I do want my daughter and my son too to be inspired that jobs don't have to be linear.
I love that.
Yeah.
That is my motto.
Yeah. I grew up in a household where my mom, single mom, and she was like, you know what, just work hard, toe that line.
I mean, I also think there's an element and a layer of growing up in an immigrant household.
Yes.
Especially because I'm also, I wouldn't say I'm first gen. I would say I moved here when I was 7, so I'm still like 0. Your parents say these things, put these pressures on you because they want you to succeed in the simplest way possible. And when they see you veering, and sometimes that makes them nervous that you're not like going to be comfortable per se.
Exactly. And I love your career because it's not linear.
Definitely not linear.
Yeah. But I think that, that's what I admire about the younger generation, that my generation as a Gen X is that we more grew up like, okay, you know what, go to school, graduate, do the corporate, retire, have kids. I mean, not everyone is like that, obviously.
Yep.
But what I learned from the younger generation is that there's other paths.
You've teased a little bit that you are starting your own brand bag called TYVY. So let's get into it. Tell us, first off, like, what a great name. I love the name.
Oh, thank you.
I remember getting the survey from you being like, what names do you like? So you landed on TYVY. So tell us how you came to land on the name TYVY.
The original name that I had wasn't TYVY. I'm not going to go into it, but there was like a whole trademark issue.
Oh,
so
we hate those.
Yeah, so I had to go back to the drawing board, and I just basically was one day just randomly putting kind of letters together, words and things that made sense. And then I put TYVY, and that is my initials and my daughter's initials. My name obviously is Tina. My daughter's name is Vera.
Oh, I love that.
So I looked at the board and I was like, TYVY. So there we are. So it
It
is
has like a little, it's very catchy. Has
yeah,
rhythm to it.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm in love with it.
Once you have a name, I feel like, especially when I was starting my own businesses too, even with like
Mhm.
person with
Becomes
job,
real.
it feels so much realer, and you start to build your universe around it. So first product is a work bag.
Yes.
So tell me more about like why work bags, and what did you see was a gap in the market? Because we can list off a million different work bags that are out there. I'm gonna name them, but we're not saying any bad or good things about it. It's just like we have base, we have away, we have, I don't know, like you probably know
Dover, yes,
oh, exactly, Dover.
great brands.
There's a million of them. What makes your product so unique to the market, and what's the gap that you're serving?
For me, the gap that I felt was okay. As a corporate working mom who was traveling a lot, I
By the way,
wanted
she used
something.
to go to Japan like how often? Like every other month, every quarter.
Maybe,
That's a
yeah.
lot,
But now I'm traveling to China. That's my
which is
friend
also
in
very fun.
Shanghai.
Yeah.
But basically, yeah, I was really looking for a bag that has those functionality, especially like a laptop sleeve, because I'm carrying like my entire office with me. But people forget about the chargers and the cables
All the
and
doodads.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I wanted a compartment that was in the bag already that
Mm.
I could just store all of those without a separate pouch, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So that was a big gap for me. And then obviously a stylish one. So I wanted something that had that minimalistic New York style at the end of the day. I didn't want anything too techy looking, which
Yep.
nothing wrong with tech bags too. There's that
But
standard.
it doesn't fit your outfit sometimes. You want something that's versatile and can go with you from day to night.
That's what my first collection is, which is inspired, by the way. I have a love for outerwear. I have so much outerwear.
Something new I'm learning about you.
Yeah. This line is inspired by an aviator jacket.
Ooh,
Kind of
I could totally see that.
yeah,
Got a
it's
sneak
the
peek.
ruching and then the pleats. It's be launching in black and olive, which we
Mm.
love olive green.
Yep.
I also feel like nylon is kind of has bad PR right now because nylon is plastic based, right? So
Well,
people think about it as like not really great for the environment. However, there's useful cases of it. I guess it's like not using nylon excessively.
exactly. But there's also, it is synthetic fabrication, nylon and polyesters, which a lot of companies use. They either use 100% nylon, 100% polyester, or a blend. What's beneficial about nylon and polyester now is if you use recycle.
Is that a decision you decided to make for TYVY?
Yeah. So my
Nice.
bag is now 100% polyester, but it's based on plastic recycled
Amazing.
fabric. Yeah. So
Nice.
it does help the environment.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah. This will come with it. What I decided to do is I asked to design it with these rings here on both sides, because often when I used to travel for work, I didn't want to carry my like more luxury handbags. So I wanted
So you can make a
something
strap with
strap.
this?
I have a yes. So it includes a strap for the bag in itself,
Whoa.
but you can use this also as besides your makeup, cosmetic bag, or whatever. But if you want to go out and just throw this on, and put your interchange it with your wallet, your phone, or whatever, it can be a purse.
I love that.
Yeah.
So let's shift gears a little bit. Right now, we don't know what's happening. There's lots of words around like tariffs, recession indicator, yada yada. Obviously, that's daunting to hear as a small business owner. But talk us a little bit more about the biggest struggles, and especially in the current state that we are in terms of like the world economy.
Big one was the tariffs administration.
Because you were supposed to launch a little
I was
earlier.
supposed to launch a little earlier, but then the announcement came and the tariffs back in April was like at one point 150%. So I did take a pause. I had to reassess and I talked to my factory and they're like, okay, everyone's in the same boat. Everyone basically had to hold their shipments, designs and whatnot. So I took a pause, but I was like, okay, you know what? Let's just see what happens. Fortunately, it came down. So you know what? This is my runway. I'm like more than halfway through. Just gotta just go with it.
Going to market soon. To wrap this all up, obviously we're very excited for TYVY to launch. So tell us when and where people can expect TYVY.
TYVY will be sold online at TYVY, TYVYNYC.com, launching it in October.
Yay!